revolutionary upgrade. One of the first things you'll notice is the ScreenPad Plus now pops up a lot further, and we've got this new AAS Plus hinge. It's a whole new design of hinge, so when it's fully open, the whole base of the laptop is lifted up a little bit. It's what ASUS called their Ergo Lift technology, which helps with airflow, but also the ScreenPad is now at a more comfortable angle, so not only does that help make it look like we've just got this one tall screen where they kind of blend into each other, as you can't really see the bottom bezel of the main screen anymore, but most importantly, it just makes the ScreenPad a lot easier to see and therefore use. And also crucially, it's a lot brighter as well. That's one of my issues with the previous gen. I think it peaked at about 280 nits for the ScreenPad. Now it's up to 400, so it's a lot easier to use. It is still LCD as opposed to the OLED on the main screen, which is partly down to cost, but also it does help reduce reflections because this is a matte screen, this is glossy. So the panels do look a little bit different, but I think it's a smart decision. So whole new hinge, better airflow, which also means better cooling. We're also getting a bigger battery in here for up to about 28% longer battery than the previous gen, which is a big upgrade because previously I was getting about 4.5 hours from this kind of laptop. As I say, this is an engineering sample, so I can't give you final figures, but I'm looking at probably around 6 hours with this, which is still not fantastic, but considering you're getting two 4K screens and some pretty beefy specs as well, isn't bad at all. And speaking of the specs, one of the big upgrades is the fact that you're going to get this with up to an RTX 3070, an i9 10th gen processor, up to 32 gigs of RAM, and up to 1 terabyte of storage. I do kind of think that since this is a more productivity-based laptop, that having 64 gigs of RAM or 2 terabytes of storage options would have been nice to see, but still, this is an incredibly powerful laptop. Although I wouldn't really buy this one if gaming is your priority, because for that, if you want the ultimate gaming experience, then that's what the ROG Zephyrus Duo 15 is all about. Slightly more powerful specs, up to a 3080, high-res screen options. So for gaming, that's the one you want. This one, while still a pretty decent gaming laptop, I mean, 3070 is no slouch, but I think this is more oriented towards creative designers and just getting work done. So new graphics cards, new processors, a slight redesign with an all-new hinge, which makes the ScreenPad more comfortable, which is also brighter now as well. And we're also getting updated ScreenPad software because previously, while this was a cool idea, the UI and the actual experience of using the ScreenPad wasn't the best. It was quite buggy. ASUS have gone to some length to actually improve that, make it more responsive and just work better. So while those updates will also be coming to older models of this, which is great to hear, I think the software side of things is just as important as the updated hardware. Just a quick shout out to my favorite VPN provider, Surfshark. I use this all the time, not just for watching US Netflix or accessing websites I can't really get to here in the UK, but for me it's turning on clean web, which then helps prevent tracking, ads, malware and all that bad stuff. And considering I'm online about 99% of my day, I may as well do it as securely as possible. So check out Surfshark VPN in the description below, or use the code TechChat to get 83% off and also 3 months extra free. Plus there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not super duper satisfied. The big question with these kind of laptops is, what am I going to use this second screen for? Now for me as a video creator, I spend half my life in Premiere Pro, so for me this is one of the best use cases. I've got all my video files, my media browser down here. So let me show you what I did. If I reset the work layout here, you can see by default it's not really using it, but then what I did was bring the media browser down here, and you can see it doesn't auto scale because this is within the app. So I kind of had to manually adjust the size of this, which is a little bit awkward. Now I can maybe expand this a little bit, bring that down, and so I can scroll through my timeline. I can then maybe bring in the videos from below, and it's all nice and fast. And well, when this has the updated specs, this should be a lot smoother as well. So don't take this performance to be indicative of how it will be for the retail model. So that would be my video editing setup. But let's say I want to bring up a bit of Spotify. There's no real point of it taking up my full screen, so I can either use the touchpad, my mouse, or my finger to then bring it down to the ScreenPad, which automatically fills up the screen, but then I can minimize it. And like the Windows Snap feature, I can then split it into two halves. I could then maybe have Discord on the other side, or I can bring this over and split the screen into thirds, and then maybe bring the web browser down as well. So I've got Spotify, Discord, YouTube going on, so I can maybe even switch that to Twitch. Let's say even full screen Twitch, put it into theater mode, and then maybe I could fire up the same game at the same time, or watch one of my friends' streams on Discord, so I could be playing it and then seeing what they're looking at as well. if you're a student and you're writing or researching a paper, you could bring Google Docs, or I've got Word here, down to the screen pad, and then you could bring up your notes or some articles or web browsers, whatever you like. So I can have my research and my different tabs open on the main screen, and then my essay or whatever I'm doing on the screen pad. And the best bit is if you then set all this up and you have it exactly how you like it, you can then bring up the command center down here and create a new task group and essentially save this layout. And so then with a single press, it'll bring up everything you've saved to that task group. We've also got
Introducing
which shows you which apps are assigned to the screen pad and then which ones are for the main display. So if I were to tap this PC, I can then choose to move it down to the screen pad, or I can just tap this and it moves it. Same with, say, Spotify here, I can push this up. So this is just a really easy way of telling the laptop where you'd like the particular program or app to display, main screen or screen pad. You've also got a quick hide button, which then just clears everything on the screen pad. You can also link your phone and connect it to My ASUS if you want to. You can also lock the keyboard. So let's say if I'm going to be drawing or